Hello, everybody, and welcome back to D&D Oblivion. Just 5 seconds ago, I was like, wait, what happened last time? I haven't thought about it at all. Uh, so it's been a little while since we did Oblivion, and last time we, what did we do?
We weren't
We
we
went,
down in the
we,
caves?
okay, we went down in
We
some
didn't make it
caves.
to the Underdark, but we got close.
Yeah, so we decided to go down below the tavern, and we went in some caves, and we wandered a little further than maybe we should have, and we had to go kind of deep down there to find the thing we needed to get back out, and we did get that. It was some like moss kind of stuff that we gathered off the walls. Um, but there was some creepy stuff down there. And there was like a pillar that turned into a monster. That's just not right. That shouldn't happen. So we faced some pretty scary monsters, but we managed to stay alive through that. We got the thing we needed to get out, and we got out of the Underdark, or near Underdark, sort of Underdark. We don't really know. And we got back to the tavern. We climbed up out of the hole that we had gone down. We impressed everyone with how and heroic we were, I think, is what happened. I mean, I remember everyone being very impressed with us. And then I don't remember what happened after that.
And you weren't
I think-
kicking and screaming the whole way down and the whole way back. We didn't drag you along begrudgingly.
We went to the tower.
From there, you went to
Oh, we
Sariel's
did.
tower.
Okay, so we did make it to our meeting. We had to go meet at the tower, and
Kater had a vision.
got to look out the window and look at the stars. And so, yeah, there's still something weird going on with our visions, our dreams, the sky. We don't really have all the pieces together yet. But we're making progress finally. Sariel, sees visions of things. We see visions of things. We all have dreams. I don't know. We're going to figure it out sooner or later. But we're also just kind of enjoying our time in the big city, too, I think, right? Like we're kind of on vacation, which is cool.
Sure.
I don't want to interpret it that way. We were planning a trip out of the city.
We were at one point, and then that kind of got delayed. Yeah, we were going to go searching elsewhere. But then there was the tower and the strange hole under the tavern that goes to maybe the Underdark, and the other weird hole under the sarcophagus. So we kind of, I think the last thing we said was like, we'll go at some point, but we're not ready yet.
Were we kind of warned that we should leave?
We were in a. I don't remember by whom.
I don't know if it was such a warning as much it was like maybe what you're looking for isn't here.
Okay.
And then Gorby, there was an elven woman who had found Gorby from where he's from, and so he was like, y'all could come with us, and then y'all said, well, we got to do this thing today, so we'll put off. And Gorby had said, oh, well, should be able to wait, a day or two. And then y'all had gone off and, explored dark regions. Yeah. And then after all of that, and then you'd come back to the tower, and then you eventually retired for the night. The last thing that occurred is that you had some new strange dreams.
Oh, yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, you went to sleep, or you went to trance, or you went to do whatever the things you do whenever your night was done. And there were, there were dreams that were your dreams were similar to what you had experienced one time before, that you have a very, very vivid memory of. But this seemed to be a little different, and so when you wake up, or you come out of your trance, as it would be, it's later than it usually is, just like the first time this had happened to you. And so like when you come to and you wake up and you get your bearings and start to think on things, you open the windows of the Golden Spider wherever you are, and it's it's cloudy outside today, and but you realize it's later than what time you usually arise, and you all feel you feel groggy. You're not necessarily like you're not exhausted in the gaming sense, but you do feel a little more worn out today than you have in the past. Like you didn't sleep very well. Was what you didn't trance very well. You didn't. It was probably just because you had a really exhausting day and then you had some weird dreams. Those things happen. Yeah.
And I forget, did that lead us not to being able to roll hit dice to heal?
So were you attempting to do this when you woke up? Is that, or were you trying to do this?
We didn't heal overnight. We need to roll hit dice to heal.
Right. But what I couldn't remember was if we had felt like it was such a rough night that we didn't even. Yeah, I remember. Yeah, we're not just like natural healing overnight.
Right. Yeah. So you don't feel like you can actually naturally heal, at least today.
That's right.
So it sapped something from you today. Now you do feel like if Olenius were to heal you, you could, you'd be okay that way. But yeah, you don't feel like you have like that internal constitution or whatever it is to really just
feel better
today. So that's that. For those of you who were injured in your foray into the dark regions underneath the tavern, it must have exhausted you enough to wipe out your healing reserves. So.
Did other long-term rest effects trigger? So like anything else that would refresh?
No. Okay. No, I'm not gonna get too deep in the weeds on that because that gets a little that gets a little too technical with all that. No, you get your spells back and you get your whatever triggers after a long rest and all that.
Get my rages.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you're pissed.
Not bad.
Yeah, you can still get angry. You're definitely angry. Yeah. But yeah, so, and I would say like, at some point when we get our bearings and whatever, we and this was granted just the Golden Spider, just the inn itself. I didn't have the tavern piece connected to it. But anyway, it works for the setting. We all converge as we usually do at, in the morning before we head out to do either the various things that we do in the city separately, or if we all decide to go do something together. But you come down, and it's probably not really until you come down that you realize how much later it is in the morning than you thought. But eventually you all gather down. Usually Gorby and Jondolfers will have met you for breakfast at the same time, but they're not around. You figure they're probably like, oh, they must have slept in and we're going to go about our day and try to figure things out. So you don't see them at the moment. But yeah, so the five of you the four of you kind of gather together for breakfast, and they bring you over breakfast, and that's where we are.
Did you guys have another dream last night?
But we said not to seek her. Says in this deep, gravelly voice. He just rubs his eyes again.
We said?
You do not know what you seek. You enter the depths, but they are the wrong depths. Find the first master, wait for the final herald, and stop seeking her.
I really think we have to find her.
We need to find them, but we do not need to seek her.
Who's
Oh,
them?
According to mine, the wayward stars.
But we need to find her, though.
Okay, so all right. So we all had dreams again. What? Wait, what? What was different for you guys? Was it mostly the same?
It's worse.
How?
I was in the desert again. Or still. And there were the 3 lightning bolts of Talos, presumably. And the storms were colliding. The storm of Talos and the storm of Shar's darkness. I think.
Was it the really dark darkness or like just the kind of dark darkness?
Man, they're both the new darkness and the old darkness.
I mean, they're different.
They are different. But we must locate the wayward stars. I don't know what that is. Several of the stars in my dream seemed to be moving toward us, toward me.
That would be good, right? If they're getting closer.
The herald in my dream is a robed figure with a staff in one hand, but he's made of maggots.
Oh God.
Ew, that's disgusting.
So, who do you think is talking to you?
Him,
Who's
the robed figure.
right? But is it like are they with Talos? Is that a Talos thing? Is that a Shard thing?
No, it's different. He's not. I'm not sure that he's part of it.
The bystander?
I'm sure he's not a bystander. But I'm also sure he's not part of it. Not sure. I don't know. But I want to draw these stars while they're in my mind. If this has to be a place, this desert has to be a place. It's not Asalia. We know that. But we don't know much.
What was new with your guys' dreams? And Suf, you might have to step out of character for a second just to remind me. Wait,
Of what the original dream was?
yeah, you had the drowning.
Yeah, he had dreamt of falling into the water and getting pulled down and the feeling of drowning in water and swirling sounds. And then he had described, let me pull it up. I got it. He had described a conversation with the voice I was doing. It was definitely a mean voice. And it was talking about, not seeking her. So if you find her, this will be your fate, something horrible. There's only one way, and it is not through her. Not seek her, else the world will perish. There's like this deep purple vortex that I'm looking down into in that first one. And yeah, something was telepathically speaking I guess. I guess there's no way to tell that. Now you know, but he probably would have mimed something that, like,
Yeah.
at some
Yeah.
point not talking mine, and then it was talking inside his head.
And what was new? What was different?
He starts making that whirling, swishing water sound again, and he like waves his hand over the table as he's looking down at the vortex. And then he gets up in his chair and stands up on the table, and he starts swirling around like he's inside as he's making these noises and waving his hands around. And then he gets down off the table and just shakes his head. Find the first master. Wait for the final herald.
Who are they?
He points to you and to Keldrin. Herald?
I don't think we're heralds.
Herald?
Oh, I didn't dream of a herald. No.
I don't know. I don't think so. Somebody's talking to me, but I don't know for sure who. But honestly, I think it's either Shar or a servant of Shar, which is concerning. But they make some strong points that we're going to need their darkness to face the real darkness. That her darkness is, we hate it, but the other darkness, there's no power here powerful enough to stop it. So basically it says to keep searching, keep seeking her.
Mm-hmm.
But
Elodie?
that's is that what we were thinking that the her was?
We didn't know.
I don't know if the her is that, or maybe her is Shar, at least from my reading of this. I'm not sure, but it does say once you have found what remains of him. Don't know who him is, but you will understand why. Listen to her and find her. That's what my bit
Oh,
says.
so you have a him. I don't have a him. I just have a her, and I have a them,
Well,
but not.
I have a
it.
we.
then he said them. Who's the we?
I have a we.
You have a we? What if they're all the
But
same?
we
people?
said not to seek her.
Are we like?
But they said we have to find her, and we should seek them also. We should seek them, but we have to find her.
How many? And are the horrors all the same? I'm thinking so, but are all the thems and the we's all the same? Like, is the we who's talking to Kater the same them that I weird that the dreams have happened on the same night for us, but seem to be of different motivations and different sources, right? That's
Different darkness.
right. They're two
Yeah,
different.
I don't think Shar's talking to me.
Who's talking to you then?
I'm not sure. Talking to me. But they are concerned that we seem to be lost. And that we're running away from the thing that we're supposed to, or the person, the her, that we're supposed to find.
Mine said we're waiting.
Oh, mine thinks we're running away. Not just waiting.
Yeah, mine says we're waiting. We don't know why, but at least we're still seeking.
Yeah, mine thinks we're lost.
Mine thinks we're seeking her.
Mine doesn't agree.
Are they the same her? Her's not very specific.
No.
But we all have her, right?
We do all have her.
That's and disagreement about whether or not she's. I mean, who it was a god who told us to seek Elodie?
Saloon.
Saloon. Like, so
Yeah, but she's a goddess of light. Like, I mean, darkness, but like she's a good one. So
Right, right,
obviously
right.
she's wrong. We gotta trust all these dark gods.
no, but so Saloon told me to seek Elodie. So Elodie, is that really the same her that Shar is telling me to seek, or is there a totally different her? Or if Shar is the one talking to me?
Find
Yeah.
her, find out.
Elodie?
Elodie.
Maybe.
And Johnny, did Kater identify? I thought you and I maybe identified that his person talking to him in his dreams is an aboleth.
That was a theory.
Okay.
There was
Got it.
never like any, but there were other clues that
Was
somewhere
suggestive.
along the line that had suggested that got the definite possibility,
Yeah.
especially where you were and what you were dealing with, and the fact that it was in your head and all those things.
So yeah, that's. I mean,
But there was
since
no
we're all kinda talking about-
there was no confirmation.
But that's the best Kater knows. So that's what he's going to go with. So at some point, as a reminder, because we're all kind of talking about like who's talking to you. That's who Kater believes was talking to him in his dreams and in his mind.
An aboleth?
Yeah.
Those are like big, terrible monsters?
Yeah, they're usually like big, terrible, underdark monsters that take over creatures' minds and control them, and pretty cool.
Yeah, they're not good.
Why are these talking to us?
On a spectrum, they're definitely not good.
Well, I feel like I'm talking to Shar, so
We all got some evil. And we,
continues.
yeah, one of us is talking to a maggot man, so
Right. Alinia's, I feel like, is, yeah, got some good stuff in his, but he still got the fate. All right. So Johnny, you said I feel pulled in a new I feel a new calling. How is that like it stays with me after I'm awake?
Yep.
Okay. Is this like a directional thing?
So interestingly, for you, as you're thinking about that, like in this moment, like because you're like, God, something still feels like it's like tugging at me. Like it's, I mean, it's not like it's rah, but it's like a,
Yeah.
God, like, and you think back to where you were yesterday, and like, you think back to like that cavern where you fought the monster out of the pillar as yeah, and you realize like there was a flash of a moment for you that you were like, we need to keep heading down that passageway, and all of a sudden you're like, I feel that pull. Like that's like you have such
Very
a
specific now.
you have such a distinct like that was it right there, right? Nobody else has such a distinct feeling, but you're like, oh shit, like wait, was that? I mean that's all. It just kind of hits you all of a sudden, like as you're drinking your coffee, like oh wait, so
coffee.
Do you guys have a new feeling in you though that we have somewhere to go? Like, because for me, I can't get it out. I think we need to go back down and go deeper.
think
And as he
there's-
says that, sorry, go ahead.
I think there's somewhere we need to go, but I don't think that's it.
No,
I think it's somewhere else.
I mean that's not just a dream. That's there's something. We just I think we got to go back.
I mean, I'm sure there's lots of some things down there. And I think,
Kater,
like
do you-
any of the some things that we've already seen down there, so I don't know if I want to see any more of the some things that are down there.
I don't think that we can survive down there long in our current state. Even if there is a compelling reason to go there.
Is anybody like nobody's bloodied, right?
Not quite.
We all look shitty. I'm not like
I don't look that
And
bad.
not bloodied. Right over.
Do we all have a few bruises and cuts?
I just have like a little
We could use
Yeah.
a day to get some armor adjusted, I think.
I have like a little bump somewhere, maybe, or a scratch.
Little scratch.
It's pretty bad.
skinned his
Hey,
knee when he was
That's a nasty scrape.
we dragged him.
Kater definitely looks like a barbarian Kenku. A little bit beat up.
You are right. I don't feel like last night helped at all.
Perhaps one more drink. Says in Keldrin's voice.
Maybe one more night, get a good rest.
Well, let's
We
let's
could
see what
go
we
and-
can do here and now to improve our circumstances. If you'll indulge me for a moment of your time.
Sure. What do you have in mind? Nice.
Oh, prayer of healing. Nice.
I don't have it in here right though, because it's not doing the
Doing the rolling roll.
doing the roller roll. Come on, you darn thing. All right.
Look at that spell save. Everybody's got to save against it first, though.
Save against healing.
I opt to fail.
You can do that. It's within the rules.
So we sit around for 10 minutes and drink and then feel better.
Uh-huh.
Kater's down for that.
I mean, Keldrin, I think, pushes for that all the time. I don't think, when
Yeah.
Keldrin pushes for it, y'all don't ever listen to him. All of a sudden, Linneath does it, and you're
Wow.
like, oh, it works.
I told you. Have to relax and have a couple beverages, and everything will be a lot better.
It seems like it's set up correctly.
Well, I will be full health because
Me
I have
too.
I have 2 hit points off. So
Oh,
as long as you hit ones on both those
You'll-
eight, I'll be fine.
You'll be helping Kater for sure. I don't
okay.
think you'll get me to full, but it will help a lot.
Whenever the dice are rolled.
Yeah, I'm finding it.
Yeah.
All right.
So,
5 more than that.
Okay.
So 11.
11 back.
Oh, actually, there you go. Kater looks great.
More of a heal than you were expecting, huh?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, in that case, are you guys up for another adventure?
Kater reaches over and pokes Stavid's chest.
Yeah, we could look into it. I don't know how long it'd take. Do some other outfitting, maybe get some more rope, some more. Oh, shit, we don't have any money.
Got money.
I have some money.
Anything we could sell? We
We
didn't
didn't
go
find a
find
lot down there,
treasure.
right? Did we? Wait a minute. Mm,
We don't get treasure.
no, I got a white sequin glove. That's not gonna solve anything.
Sequin glove.
Yeah, it was somebody's trinket. Now it's Kater's trinket.
Michael Jackson.
Yeah. No, I've got some. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, I've got some gems in here.
Gems, yeah.
Yeah, I don't remember where they came from, but he got them. A
It's more of them,
bloodstone,
right?
a white
Years.
chalcedony, a black and white onyx, a zircon. I've got like 200 gold worth of gem on me. Not that you all know that, but
That sounds right. Like, oh, it just has a bunch of like random rocks and things
Rocks.
collected in a bag.
Yeah.
Weird.
yeah, he didn't even know how much they were worth. He was just like, that looks pretty.
Finding pretty rocks.
But yeah, the crow is finding pretty rocks, or the raven
There
is finding
pulls out,
pretty rocks.
there pulls
Yeah.
out the glove and is like, and I was like,
You wanna buy
what? And he's like, well, and then he pulls out this gem and is
Shiny
like,
rock.
These
stupid
gems.
right, stupid rock. And everyone's like, wait.
Just thought it was shiny. I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, you say that we don't have any, and Kater will jingle his coin pouch a little bit, and then he does cock his head, and he in another pouch he pulls out 4 stones and puts them on the table.
That might get us some partway there.
That could help.
Be all the way.
Oh, that's right. We got it from the crypt. He definitely
Oh,
pilfered
yeah.
the crypt.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Rob the crypt, that's right.
Yep. We got to make money somehow.
Did we get all of them, or did we just open the one? We can go back. We know where that is.
We know how to get in.
I also have a great sword that I don't need.
Oh yeah, like extra great sword.
Yeah. They're not cheap, actually.
An excess greatsword.
Yeah.
Right.
So as you're healing and as you were healing and drinking, you saw the owner of the Golden Spider come in, and you don't usually see him in the morning, and you really don't usually see him in the evening. He's more like I'm gonna work a few hours during the day whenever I want to, and then I own this place. He's very prim and proper. Soranal is his name. He's very prim and proper, and he comes in and he goes, and he looks like he didn't come in from like outside, like he came in from like one of the back rooms, and he comes over and he goes over to the person tending the bar and serving food to the few people that are in here, and he glances over at you, and his eyebrows raised, and he looks around for a minute, and you see him like reach over and he picks up like this piece of paper, and he's holding it like this, and he comes over to your table, and he looks at the 4 of you, and he actually sees the gems on the table. Says, yes, well, it's a reminder before I deliver this that your payment is due for your rooms starting after tomorrow.
Kater will slowly reach and take the gems back, and
As your week. But he looks at the 4 of you, and then he looks at Keldrin and says, yes, I guess. And he puts the note and he kind of just drops it on the table, and then that was delivered from a little Cretan child this morning. He said to deliver it to the new people. And I don't know who else that would be, but I assume it is you.
I think you're probably right in that assumption.
Yes. He mentioned, and he points at Kater. Mentioned.
Kater.
And he just turns around and walks away.
Yes, thank you. And we'll be certain to take care of everything, settle up tomorrow. And I really appreciate you taking this letter for us and ensuring that it arrived in our hands safely and securely. Appreciate your discretion.
Of course, only the best here at the Golden Spider.
We have no reason to believe otherwise.
Yes. He looks over at like Stavid, who's probably got one foot propped up on a chair. Could you sit down off the bench, please? Thank you.
So we apologize. We're just very tired. It was a long night, and we didn't rest particularly well. Nothing to do with the rooms or you. The hospitality is wonderful. The rooms are very comfortable. We're just hard to adjust to a new land, and we're still feeling a little out of sorts.
Yes, this continent is quite a lot different than ours.
You didn't call it an island.
Look at that. He's
XP.
he talk.
Learning. Hmm. Well, yes. Well, good day to you. And he just shuffles away.
It's over at the note.
Oh, a note. Oh, this
A
is
little
about
Cretan child.
Cretan child.
Because when he was.
Those are the best kind.
Say, do we have like one we've worked with before?
All I can think of is the kid that you guys robbed of the wagon.
That was an old lady.
Oh, sorry. Totally
Yeah.
different.
We didn't take it from anyone.
I
It
thought
was
somebody used
left.
the kid as a messenger at some point.
I was going to. Wasn't I was gonna hire somebody to take the wagon.
You were gonna hire somebody to take it back, and Kater was like, "No, somebody has to take it back.
Yeah, somebody was going to take it back.
Somebody responsible,
Somebody else.
who could take
Alright.
responsibility." Anyways, there's a note.
Yeah.
I stuck it in all your journals.
Oh,
Just,
good.
you know, even though, I know Keldrin would open it, but it's not much of a note, as you can see.
No, at the golden spot.
Udar's run come today. Horribly spelled.
Whoever barely literate. Udar's run.
What's Udar's run?
Wasn't that the bar where we got? No, that was Udar's run. That's the tavern in Adric Stair.
That's where Brack. That's where you
Mhm.
did the
We
job.
brought
Brack.
that unnamed Talos guy to him, alive.
Right.
So we got the cool armor,
Are
and
you
I
talking
think also
about
the great sword.
Are you talking about the pink manatee? Oh, the pink manatees in Udar's run. That place is great. I've been over there.
Is Udar's run a neighborhood? Is that
Well, I think it was a tavern
is it a specific
Yeah.
tavern?
Those down.
in Adric Stair
Oh,
or
okay.
Adric Stair.
My notes are bad. I mean, my memory's fuzzy.
Yeah, it was. It allowed it to drink.
Oh yeah, there was a Udar's run. I remember that one too.
Yeah, it was the one owned by the half-orc Brock, who had when Kater and Stavid had gone looking for work, and he
Johnny,
had,
is the map one of those pages?
the map of the place. Yeah,
The city?
I can flip it.
You mind pulling that up? Get a feel for where things were again.
Right.
It's like
Yeah, it was down here, this area.
Okay. And where was our entrance to the Underdark?
That in Krennic?
That was in Krennic.
Yeah, it's on the way.
Not much farther.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking about saying. Yeah, well, that's on the way to where we were yesterday.
We can't survive that place yet, Stavid.
Why not?
Kater pulls in Stavid's. What are you wearing? Chainmail?
Yeah, chainmail.
Yeah, pulls on your chainmail again.
Yeah. Okay, we could get that worked out, and then
Well, let's get this plate mail fixed so that you can wear it.
I mean, you think that's all that's going to make all the difference? Just
No, but it will make a difference.
Yeah.
We still won't be able to go down there, but we'll be closer.
why I won't be able to go down there?
we I mean, we were walking for more than I cared to walk down there, but I think in terms of whatever else is down there, we barely stepped foot in it, and it was pretty bad.
And I have to agree. I think that as dark a place as that, we need more blessings from the light before we can find our path through there,
No, no,
the other side.
we
Like
cleaned it up a
Helm,
bit.
Helm will guide our actions, but Saloon gives us the wisdom for discretion.
I'll carve a path through you if I have to.
Yeah, I mean, it's we cleaned it up a little bit. We go a little further. We'll be a little more prepared. Maybe we even get Keldrin's girlfriend to come with us.
That's not a bad idea.
That's how you get Keldrin on board.
Wow. So I just made a persuasion check.
Natural 20.
I mean, yeah, suit up a little bit. Like we know what we're getting into, right? The spiders are dead. I don't think we have to go that much further.
But I think it's the opposite, and we have no idea what we're getting into because all the stuff we knew, we already took care of. Who knows what else is down there?
There's the source, but I can't help but think that that's going to be difficult to achieve. It's down there because it's a protected area. And we've seen the least of the protections, which was quite more than we'd be capable of staying around. There was all sorts of creatures crawling around above us there.
I mean, they didn't come down. They were scared of us.
Tyr summons and dismisses his side blades.
I'm not sure that they were scared of us.
I think that they're predators. A predator isn't going to ambush a prey that it's going to have to fight to eat.
It was a bunch of little baby spiders or something.
I don't know what it was, but
Well, yeah, it spooked us a little bit, but we know what we're getting into now. We're ready.
That's a weird hat.
I think there was the thing that, yeah.
That came down on Elenius's head.
yeah.
The dark man.
The face hugger. Yeah.
Not that we
Yeah, I'm not
identified
too
it.
interested in revisiting that.
We will just wear a different hat this time. Get you a helmet.
There's a lot that we need to learn up here still. We have the storms that we still have no information about.
The storms? What? What is? It doesn't have to do with anything. It's some weather.
It's Talos. That is the darkness.
Talos is the darkness?
That's the
The lightning bolts?
yes.
The lightning bolts are the darkness?
Oh, they come from the darkness, yeah.
The storm is like, isn't it in a city like 4 days journey away or something like that?
It sounds like it's not very far if we're just spinning our wheels here.
We're talking about the next neighborhood over. There's information there. We'll go to the storms, after we. I mean, I don't know, like, when you say the storms are Talos, like this, do you think this is related to your dream? These storms?
Storms?
Yeah. It's not just
Yes.
weather. It's not just bad weather.
No.
There's also still something that we have to figure out about Malignant's people and the Artuks.
Yes.
That was like my dream. I was still there. I was on that same, like that ship I was on before with the big tree thing, and smoke, and Malignant's people were dying, and the Artuks were killing them, and Malignant was like pointing down at some, I don't know, like the ship was headed towards this land that I don't think is this one. I think it's another one of these. It's like a continent, but it's a different continent, not this continent. Like the ship was going towards it. And then the voice was like, "You're not helping them, you're lost, you're running away. You have to help them, you have to seek them, you have to find her." Like, I know they all left except for him, but like there's still something else going on with them.
Okay, but in terms of tangible things that we can actually get to, I mean, we're close. Like, we're close. We're in this city, right? In this place. We got to check it out before we go. We just go a little bit further.
I also, other thing that I haven't had time for because, you know, like we were down in the hole and then really tired. I still think there's something that in that book.
Which book?
I want to read more of that book.
Oh, the big tome in the library or whatever.
Yeah, the one I checked out.
The
Is it
library.
still checked out?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I can kind of take it back whenever. There's no rush. But I do feel like there has to be, I don't know, I feel like there's something in there somewhere. I mean, it's all about the stars and the universe, and then the visions and Sariel's tower and the strange things in the sky.
All right. Well, maybe read that. Maybe we go down or maybe read that on the way. We go down to check out what this note's about. Try and find a smith along the way to get the armor. Maybe find a jeweler to get the gems into something a little more usable and see where the day leads.
There's an armorer, I thought, not too far from us, right? Like I thought there was like in this general area of
Sure.
wherever the hell
Yeah.
we were. I thought we'd identified an armorer.
Okay.
It's not too far away.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we could stop there first and leave the armor to get worked on, and maybe they'll take the sword as payment or something, or some portion.
Raises a mug. It's a drink.
Seems like good payment.
And I mean, other than, I mean, are we following what's his name? Sorry, the little guy.
Gorby?
Gorby, are we following Gorby back to his home? Like, just hoping? Are we walking into the storm to the south to try and learn something? Like, what other leads? What other?
I think that those are both good options.
As you say that, you hear from behind you, "Oh, you big sleepyheads! It's about time!" And you see like Gorby like come over, and Finda, who is the elven woman, she's kind of like walking behind him, and he kind of rushes over to you. "Okay, so are we ready to go?"
Well, we did think we were going to be ready, and then we got this note, and there's somebody who wants to see us, like somewhere else in town. So I think we need to do that first.
And then we can go. And then we can go.
Yeah, just to make sure, like just to see what that is and see if it's something important. Because they asked us for us specifically. We don't know who it's from. So it might be really important.
Oh, okay. That's that'll be fine. Although, yeah, just one more day. I think that'll. And you see Fenda behind, like slowly nodding her head.
Yeah, we will definitely have everything wrapped up here by tomorrow.
Oh,
No.
great! Great, that'll give you time to. Have y'all seen John Milford's? I've been asleep. Never mind. Well, I'll find him. See what he's been up to. But okay, well then enjoy your note and things, and I'll see you tonight, and we can make final preparations.
Yes, we'll get ready to get on the road tomorrow. Back
Right.
to Irontrees.
Yes, Irontrees. Ah, yes, Irontrees. Oh, anyway. And you hear him as he's walking away. So, Fenda, what do you want to do today? Want to head down to the local?
Remind me why we're going to Irontrees.
We don't know. Sounded good.
I think that was why, right? Like we didn't know.
Yeah, because
We didn't know what to do next.
Thought
So
maybe we'll see something there.
just wandering the continent, hoping.
The only thing that had caught y'all's ear a few episodes ago was that there was mention of the person that had sent Fenda, and her name
I have it.
is in these notes that I have.
Oh, I have it somewhere. Where's Finda?
You might beat me to it.
Lena.
Lena. There was a Lena.
Yep.
And yep, it's in these notes. Yes, Lena Irvire. And at the time when y'all had first met Finda and Gorby had mentioned about Lena was, she's very powerful and, obviously because she sent people to find me and, so that type of thing. But then y'all were like, well, maybe that's a clue for us.
Yeah,
So
that's somebody who can tell us some things.
That was the conversation a couple days ago, which was like 5 episodes ago, which was like 4 months ago. But anyway, so
All right. So we go to the armorer on our way to Udon's Run. We
Yep.
go to the armorer. Unless anybody, I don't know if Keldrin was going to stay in.
Yeah, maybe Keldrin can stick around and read for a bit, and we'll pick
Yeah.
him up way back there.
Yeah, I don't need to go to the armor. So yeah, I'm gonna go back up to the room with some food and a drink, and read whatever that book is called, The Spawning of the Stars, a study of our universe, for a little while.
That was another thing. We have some
That
wild
sounds-
universe map.
Oh yeah.
sorry, I was looking for the armory.
And Elenius, are you coming on our shopping trip?
Yeah.
Do you think we should get the stones exchanged first?
First or at the same time?
I guess that might work.
So, you have discovered that, like, in Eurosa's heart, You won't find much armor making, armor smithing. Westgate is usually kind of like the biggest hub for that kind of thing. Not to say that there aren't other armorers throughout the city, because it's a big city. But if you're looking for like, especially something specific or something like really good, anybody in the street would direct you to across the river and go to Westgate. But obviously, you could also head east if you wanted to. Lower Thrym, there would be some places. Then obviously outside, it's just a matter of which direction you want to go. Probably not a whole lot in Sissel.
Yeah, I know of a weaponsmith, but not a armor smith.
Maybe we should go where they do more of this type of work. It's not too much longer of a walk.
To Westgate.
Going to Westgate? Okay. Yeah. So Westgate is, I think actually, Keldrin was the only one who'd really kind of gone into, especially the heart of Westgate. I think that for the most part, y'all had crossed over into Sissel, but hadn't really gone into like the main hub of Westgate. So yeah, Westgate is it's more of the it was not like the center of the city when it was first growing was on the eastern side of the river, and then as the city grew, Westgate became more prosperous because of where it sits on the river. And this area, as you're kind of walking through, you find out that like at one point in its past, it was this was actually farmlands that now have become, a city built on old farmlands, as things have dried out. But as you start walking through the city, like you see, for lack of a better word, industry like on a level you've never seen. I mean, there's crafts, there's shops, there's smiths, you hear the hammer and anvil, you see like large warehouses, like this is the hub of like, you want something, you're gonna find it here. And you also see like lots of people wearing clothing or pins or some kind of insignia that suggests like, oh, those people belong to maybe some type of group or maybe like a guild or like something. And some of them might sneer at you a little bit as you walk by because you don't look like you belong around here. Some people are indifferent towards you. Some people try to get you to come and buy their products. So like, just, or come and, be part of things. The place though that you do here you should go to is called the Hammer and Anvil. Because that seems to be like the popular place to get things made around here. So it's the Hammer and Anvil Coster, seems to be like the place to get things crafted, if you will. And they can direct you to that place. And when you get there, you do find like this is like a large area. It's not just one building. It's not just like a singular. It is like an area. And there's lots of people of all types that are like here, either working, that are buying things, that are like loading up carts and wagons to take things out somewhere. Just it is that kind of place. It is a happening like place. So they, when you approach it, they essentially ask you like, first off, like, are you a member of the guild? Obviously you're not dressed in any way that represent a guild. This seems to be like kind of just a question they have to ask. And then they they then proceed to, how can we help you? What is it that you would desire? So they kind of, they want to know what it is you are here for, and you don't think there's like a lot of small talk going on here. It is like all business. So, what can we help you with?
So I acquired this plate armor, and but it's got a problem. It's, you see on the inside all these barbs.
Yes, very uncomfortable.
Yeah, could I get it modified to be comfortable, suitable, useful?
Well, of course we can. It may take some time. You are looking to have this win.
As soon as possible. Tomorrow would be nice.
Tomorrow. So you would like a rush job on this?
Yes. That's possible. If not, then
You're not a member of our guild, so yes. I'm assuming you have your payment up front as required by the rules of the Coster.
I'm not familiar with the rules. We're from out of town.
Then yes. If you're not a member of the guild, then all payment is up front. All payment will be, will be delivered in good faith. But we do require everything up front with exact instructions. If it's beyond our considerable capabilities, then we will refund you without making any modifications to your item.
Wow.
Sounds fair. Do you have
very fair here at the Hammer and M?
Do you have an idea of how much this would be?
Of course I do. Is Johnny? No, but this guy definitely does.
One gold piece. Or 1 million.
This is where I usually look at Soof and say, Soof, you're the crafting guy.
Oh, okay.
Help
Hold
me
on.
out here. Give me a
Got
number.
it. I didn't realize I was on. Give me a second. I got you.
Yeah, you're on duty now. Yeah.
Gonna grind down some
Yeah, right. Like it's
bits.
right because you're not making plate armor, so it's not really related to the plate armor. You're just If it's a rush job, you're
on it.
grinding down.
What if we traded this plate armor for plate armor that didn't have barbs and Kit threw in the greatsword?
Are you asking that out loud, or is that just like, I don't know which conversation are we having?
Elenius will whisper to Stavid and convey that.
Would it be possible to just organize a trade? Maybe I could give you this plate, obviously not perfect, but with potential, plus this longsword, and just get good working plate. Great sword. Great sword.
Well,
and of course,
we would have to
go back to Sue.
We would have. What? What'd you say?
We need to metagame or whatever, figure out if that's actually a fair trade.
Well, we would have to take a look closer at both what you were trading us and also what you were requesting. That will take some time, as you can see, we're very busy here. But we can certainly take a look at all of your items you wish for trade.
Okay, I mean that sounds good.
I can stay back, and you guys can go on to our next errand.
It's not necessary, sir. We will keep them until you return. We can even give you let us say, if you come back by high noon, we should have an assessment for your items.
Very fine. Well, home guide your swift action.
Is there
and
anything else
just purpose.
we
Thank you.
need to do before we go here? Are you guys good?
That would give Sue time to look up how much all this costs.
What is the cost to repair armor?
Yeah, we'll be back at noon.
Very good. And as you're leaving to go to your next spot, everybody make a perception roll just for because I want you to.
Yeah.
No real reason.
Nothing to see here.
Just want to see if you notice it.
Somebody's good at noticing.
Ooh, everybody's pretty decent at noticing.
Look at that. So you leave the yard, the area of the hammer and anvil, and you walk back down the road, and you look over to your left, and you see a it's unusual because it's a building, but it has a big archway over the building, and written in this it's kind of a very unique script, like you've never seen it because it takes you a second, but it just catches your eye. It says Zelfod's Magical Emporium.
Oh,
And it's written in and then there's like an archway, and then as you stop and you look at it, it's like the archway, and then it's connected to the sides of the building. And then the building looks, it's not like a small little tiny building. It looks like it's a decent sized building. But it just catches your eye. It's an unusual thing.
Oh, fun. Never heard of that.
We're all learning.
That's weird.
Place looks cool though. Or whatever. The place looks interesting. Maybe we'll check it out if I have some spare time at some point.
and coin.
Looks expensive.
It looks very expensive.
This whole place is
Very expensive.
really nuts. It seems like you could get anything here. You have enough money.
Man, we used to throw around serious amounts of gold in this place.
We'll get back to it.
I don't think that we will.
Need to go rob all those graves, dude.
So you guys, so you leave the central hub there, if you will, of industry, what are you going back to the Golden Spider?
What time is it? We're
It's probably 10 o'clock.
yeah, it's not too long. Do we want to try and trade in the gems and get cash for that or coin for that?
I don't think there's any purpose to that.
People like working in gems just as easily as coin.
Terrible.
Limited experience of it. They do.
Tara will take one of those gems out and do a sleight of hand and make it disappear and appear on the other hand, and then pocket it. Whatever that's supposed to mean. It's clear to him.
Yeah, haggling over gems could get tricky. Coin, you know what it's worth. But I don't know. the gem before.
Josh, you should have a thing.
Ooh, a thing.
You should have a handout.
I don't look at it. Oh.
Yeah. So the three of you are. What are you doing?
Yeah, I think
We're going to Udar's Run.
Are we going all the way down there?
Why not?
Mhm.
I mean, Kater's going to.
How long is
For
the
sure.
walk there? It's, yeah.
It's a nice
Is it
little walk.
for you?
You know where you're going. You generally know how the streets have worked now because you've gone back and down a few times. So, yeah, I mean, I don't know. Probably take 15, 20 minutes.
All right, that's fine. Yeah. Well, and Keldrin was all right being left behind on this one. Reading.
Which one?
Well, you want to go down to whatever Hidair's run?
Oh, I did. Yeah, the note thing. I did
Yeah.
want to go on that.
Yeah, we'll swing back by and pick him up.
And Keldrin, you remember Sariel saying, like, there was something in the middle of the book. It was almost kind of like a throwaway, but it all these things that y'all had seen and then talked to her about. She was like, "Is something in the book?" And there was like this little like subsection in the side, and so the description she had of it, you were like, "Let me find what's she talking about." And like you flip to this page, and you're like, "Wait a minute, is this what she's talking about?"
Hmm.
It seemed to stand out among the rest of the things in the book.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what's in the rest of the book, but this seems pretty interesting.
Yeah, the rest of the things in the book are not the same as what this says.
Okay, so this definitely like sticks out in terms
Yeah,
of the book
because
as
like
a
the
whole.
rest of the book is like you would find like an astronomy book, like like
Like,
here we
pretty
have here's
sciencey.
the sun and here's the things, and like I mean as much as people can understand, you know, you probably find in that book somewhere. I think I did say at some point you found something that resembles the map.
Yep.
Actually, I think that's where you get the map from. Yeah.
There was that page with the.
Yeah, and so there was like descriptions of that. So I mean, yeah, and then there was like this note, that you assume the author of the book included as we're not sure, but so yeah. So like I said, it definitely is different from kind of anything else in the book.
Interesting.
Yeah. But yeah, so the three of you get back to the Golden Spider, after it's probably been like an hour, going there and then coming back. And Keldrin is up in his room.
Quite a place over there in Westgate. You wandered that way once?
Oh, yeah, I did. Where did I go over there? Get my. I'm
The
trying to
glorious
remember.
Dawn Inn.
Oh yeah, Glorious Dawn.
The Impossible Flame.
That was over there. Okay, Impossible Flame. Yeah, the Wicked Hammer. I think.
Wicked
Maybe
Hammer.
was over there. I don't. There were some other ones.
And y'all actually saw the Wicked Hammer as you walked past. It was fairly close to the Hammer and Anvil Coster. Probably connected in some way. But yeah.
Well, that side of town is pretty crazy.
Yeah. Did you find somebody to fix the?
Yeah, I mean, I think they're one of the best in the city, but we'll have to see how much they charge.
Yeah. Can we afford that? I guess we'll find out.
Yeah, because I'm making the rules.
Cost.
I put in
10
I put in
silver.
chat my thoughts. No, I'm thinking anywhere from 30 to 60 gold.
Does anybody
So-
have the spell mending?
Well, I mean, the problem is it's not broken.
Right.
No,
Yeah.
that's actually fine, Sue. I just needed a ballpark. I actually I take it from there. So
Okay.
that's a good idea. Thank you.
Yeah, so also while you were over there, I found there's this one part of this book that's really weird. And like I remember Sariel saying there was like a part of it that was odd. Like it's not like the rest like most of this book is pretty boring, honestly. It's just like it's science and like here's the star. I don't know. It's
Nerd stuff.
yeah, it's like where people are trying to figure out how the stars work, I guess. I don't know. I don't really understand all of it. But there is this part kind of in the middle about kind of like places beyond our world that we know and places beyond like even other planes, like this far realm. Um, and that there's like really old beings there, like older than anything else. And it calls them elder evils. And apparently these, I don't know, this sounds like conjecture or story, but these are some people somewhere who believed that these elder evils are trying to escape from this realm beyond the plains into our realm or the I guess where we are and consume all of it. And you know that there are people who've tried to I don't know, bring them here or help get them here, make deals with them. You know, and that but whatever they're trying to do, there have been these people throughout time that have been seen as heralds of the elder evils, and that whenever there's guidance from that tries to bring these elder evils in, that their touch, which is like a like a plague on our world, these beings, these star spawn, which no one really knows where they came from, appear. And they're they bring this horrible these star spawn that are trying to that are something to do with these beings in the far realm, bring terrible things to our world. And it's just very different, like it sticks out. It's the rest of the book isn't like this. Whoever wrote this, I don't know, got into some weird stuff here in the middle.
Our spawn, Linnaeus.
The wayward stars. And the heralds.
Yeah, the star spawn, or I guess heralds of these evils that exist beyond anything we know.
Be right back.
So if that's true, this darkness could be in something from one of those elder evils escaping.
Yeah, maybe it's not even of any of the gods we know about at all. Something older and more powerful than even those.
In line with what my dreams have said. So there's these like, how many stars was it? Oh, Linnaeus, did you? Or just there are these wayward stars or whatever you called it.
Yeah, the star spawn.
You said star spawn, but
The
Linnaeus.
storms are the least of your concerns. We must locate the wayward stars. The stars above begin to fall, shooting across the firmament. Several of them appear to grow larger, as if they are coming toward this place.
Well, that's, yeah, part of this. I mean, these malevolent stars, right? The idea is, cultists that want to have pacts with these elder evils will call out to comets and shooting stars and try to bring them across the firmaments to this plane. So if there's stars that are coming across, I guess that's the evils. And there's beings working to bring them here.
Could those be the them in the dreams? What did your them say? Children.
Oh, my them said we need to seek them.
We need to seek the wayward stars.
That's the
I
them.
didn't have anything about wayward stars, but
It says, look for them and find them, but do not seek her. That's what I have.
I have that we have to, like, at least we seek her, even though we're waiting, everyone's waiting. We haven't done anything to help. We fled from everything. But if we refuse them, worlds would collapse. We have to seek them, and we have to find her. And finding her seems more immediate than seeking them. But we do still have to seek them.
If we agree on seeking them, then maybe that is a good place to start.
But the least, like, we have the least information about that. We have the least knowledge of what that is.
Do we have more knowledge of anything else?
We have the name of Elodie Everstrong.
Yeah, but we don't know that that's her.
We know it's somebody
We do know it's somebody.
we're supposed to seek, according to Saloon.
Yeah. And so we should. We're not going to find her staying here.
Yeah, but again, I'm feeling like we're close. We just got to go further down, and we can get something.
I feel that we barely lived through the least of the perils down there.
I think we cleaned it out pretty well. This time we'll be ready. Anyways, we're not going to make it back for our appointment in time if we don't get a move on.
Let's go.
Oh, right. Udon's rise or rest or whatever it was.
Run.
Run.
Udon's
Something with an R.
rust.
Rise, run.
Udon's rust.
Yeah.
All right. As you ponder stars, as you head across the city, I just realized that y'all should talk for another minute because I need to put your tokens on this map.
Ooh. No
So
reason.
talk a little more.
Spatial
Maybe it's good that we
diplomacy.
got healed.
Nah, it's just I like to, have a map for
Yeah.
things.
Yeah. That way we never know when we're going to be fighting.
So, are there star spawn here already? Who we're looking for?
Sounds like we might be something we're waiting on.
Is Elodie a star spawn?
No, she's been here for a long time.
She could be a star.
Oh, she was here. I can't remember. We got something like what, years ago, 20 years ago.
Maybe she's been trying to herald an elder evil the whole time. Maybe it
Okay,
takes
well,
them a
maybe
long time to get here. It's probably really far away, wherever the far realm is.
I doubt it. I highly doubt it. It's not a star spawn.
Maybe we're star spawn.
Hopefully, that's a better theory than Elodie.
Yeah, what was the name of the like creatures that created Asalia?
Oh,
Our history.
yeah, the what are they called?
Those. Maybe
Yeah.
they're star spawn.
They left. Went somewhere else.
Those ones did.
I think there's some of them around still somewhere we don't know about. Trying to bring elder evils over.
They're not people. They weren't people.
Almost there. I realized that I put your tokens on here and you'll
So,
see.
Elenius, why 2 nights ago were you more than ready to jump down the tomb into complete darkness, and now you're singing a very different tune?
Well, I nearly died last night.
Fine, you got a little scratch. That's the first time you've ever been hurt?
No, but it is the most I've ever been hurt.
Yeah, I mean, you were a little rough there, but we had you. We weren't ready. We weren't cautious. You know?
We weren't cautious. You're right.
You just went right up and touched that monster. Or was that Keldrin who touched the
That was
monster?
Keldrin.
Yeah,
I mean, walked right up and like touched that monster. Like,
although we could ask a similar question of you, Stavid. You seem much more eager to go back now
yeah,
that you've been there once.
I'm telling you, I woke up and I just have this feeling that we have to go back, and it's not like it might be related to the dream.
Who's sending us the stream?
It's like something's pulling me. It's not just me, right? It's not in my head. It's
The
from the
darkness.
Unless something did get in your head down there that we don't know about.
not with your story. They got on. Was it his head, not my head?
I'm just saying, I don't feel drawn to go back down there.
I know you don't.
I do think that there is something down there for us.
You just want to like wait and buy a bunch of weapons and armor and then go, or you want to get
I'd
it
like
together? You want to grow and get a few other people to help us?
Yeah, get some help.
all of
maybe.
these things can be true at once.
What are you waiting for? Like, this is
Everything that you just said.
a few war weapons is going to make the difference.
It can't hurt. Helm does not go into battle unarmed.
With rope.
We hardly had enough rope.
We had to borrow the rope. Yeah, we could.
To say that we were unprepared is generous.
Let's buy some gear and get after it.
We must reap the harvest before we can return. There's no wisdom. There's no. That's a path of darkness.
Well, we wanted to walk into the storm, even though your dream says not to. So,
My dream doesn't say not to walk into the storm.
what did it say?
It says not to seek her.
What about the storm? What does it say about the storm?
It says that the storm is the least of our problems.
There you go. That part.
The greater problem seems to be the wayward stars. If the wayward stars are as Cauldron described, and they're harbingers of something worse. Something more and something unknowable and unnamed.
As you're moving east across the city, you notice that the cloudiness, it's gotten like really cloudy off to the east, like east of the city, so sort of in the direction you're going, and it seems to be like working towards you. It's just, it's cloudy. It might be like storm clouds, if you will. It's can't tell, but it does seem like there's maybe some rain on the way. And as you're continuing to have this discussion, you get to the street that Udal's run is on, and you arrive, and you notice that this is over here, the door, but what you notice is that there appears to be a couple of tables that are like pushed, because there's no door, it's just an opening to Udal's run. There's a couple of tables that are like pushed up and stacked on top of each other, and then written in that same handwriting that the note is that y'all can see the closed, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah. You see, it says closed, written just like that, on the table, like kind of splashed on the table, some kind of paint or something.
Blood. Is it blood?
It actually is not. It is not blood. It is not
Sure.
blood.
I was sure it was.
You
gonna
give
be
it a
blood.
second. I did write it in red, but I realized it probably was the poor choice. It's not blood, actually. You do a taste. No, it's not blood. But yeah. So, and so you kind of you approach it. You can't, from where you're standing, where you're standing right now. You can see what you can see, but it is closed. That's where you are.
Any windows to the inside that we can see?
So if you desire, you can move your token around, and you'll probably be able to figure that out.
Okay.
Oh.
You do know there are windows.
Oh, okay, cool. Then I'll go look through this window.
Yeah. And you see whatever it is that you see.
All right. See
Dark
Brack.
in there.
And so
I can see somebody in there.
No, it's just dark in there.
Who is that? Zoom in.
Nobody.
There's a guy in there.
Brack, and who's that other person that I see there?
I'm not sure.
So
Wait, there's
yeah, as you're like
tables in there.
peering in windows, you see Brock is at the bar, and he's kind of perfunctorily like just straightening some things up. But he's looking around. You detect, although you can't figure out why, there seems to be like a something that's a little off about the place. if you moved around, yeah. So I think Linnaeus and Kater can see from this side. This mark here that's on the floor, that is a big old singe mark that's on the floor. And you can see that, as I said, Brock is kind of moving about the bar, straightening some things up. He's glancing around, and you can see there is in here also, there's a larger being, some would say a Goliath, who's standing there, and he's kind of, he just stands there and he's like cracking his knuckles and he's just looking around. That's what you see as you kind of peer in windows. And assuming you don't like just put your face up on the mirror and like, oh, what's going on? You know, like, yeah, they don't seem to notice you as they're, you know, Brock, he, like I said, he's perfunctorily like putting things back in place, but he also is actually straightening some things up. Like he comes out and he adjusts the bar stool and he stands a chair up and he, you know, he does things like that.
Stop it! Who's that? That really big guy in?
I don't recognize him.
He's huge.
He's quite large, yeah.
Yeah, y'all have never seen him before.
God,
Do
weird.
they have that mark on the chest of their? Is that mark intentional? That like blue hand?
On him?
Mhm.
No.
Curious.
I didn't even know he had a mark. Now you said that, I want to zoom in and see what you're talking
Yeah, I zoomed in. I was like, I'm gonna look at this
I
thing.
was wondering too, like, is this
about. Oh, that's pretty cool. Nope.
Okay.
There's no there's no blue mark on him.
Kater will quietly test this window to see if he can open it. Trying to sneak in.
So when you go to like pull the window, like just kind of open it, you can tell it's been like it's closed, it's locked somehow, maybe bolted down in some way.
I'll knock on the door.
But do you think that's who wrote? Do you think that's who the note's from? That big guy?
Closed. You hear Brock's voice as you knock. Read the sign.
We read your note. By the light and by the life, let us in.
You hear
We are-
you hear a different voice that seems to be closer to where you are. Everybody's watching through the window. You see the Goliath like come over to the door and says, "Come around back."
Ooh.
I'll wave to the other guys, like, to
Come around
go.
the back.
Yeah, this is all very clandestine. I like it.
I'm not sure which one.
And
The back door.
yeah, so the door is this thing over here.
Oh, I guessed right.
You were there. And in a moment, I'm going to figure out how to take this away. Because I set this up. Correct. There we go. Yeah. So the door is over. Yeah, it's right here. So let me do this. Before I do that, let me do this. Let me do this. Let me do this. Let me do this. Okay. There you go. So there's the door.
Kater will sneak up to this window and wait.
Okay. You can see before like anybody enters that the Goliath is standing there in the middle of this like kitchen storage area. But you see Brock standing by the door. And he, You know,
Um,
you can
we're-
tell the door is unlocked. The door is not actually like not there anymore. It's still closed, but he like unlocks it.
Could we come in?
I'll open the door and look in, and then
I'll walk through it.
take a step in.
So-
Okay, well, I guess we'll come in.
So Stavid, when you step in, I'm gonna make a roll.
A very good roll.
Not a very good one. So you step in, I guess when Elenius kind of stepped in almost beside you, it threw him off a little bit. Brock like comes out to like put his hands like he's like trying to grab you essentially. And so you like kind of back away from him as he does it. But like, and so instead of grabbing you, he essentially does that like shoves you, but doesn't shove you away. He just kind of hits your like armor and pushes you away, or doesn't push you away, but like hits you. And says, "Why you talk?" And he's looking like right at you because he didn't see Kater.
I'm not sure I understand your question.
He's not even looking at you at all. He's looking right at Stavid.
Hmm.
At the door.
You talking in the city? Why? And as you adjust to him like stepping out and like hitting you and like what you can see, he has like a like a burn scar like across the side of his face, and he looks a little beat up, for lack of a better term. And he
I'm sorry. Did someone come to attack you?
What do you mean? You're the one talking. You were the other one. Where's the other one?
You're talking about
And the
Kater?
and the Goliath is like walking around, like looking around, and you see the Goliath has no weapons, but you see him like I mean, he's ready to like do something. I guess.
Brack, who hurt you?
Are you talking?
I don't talk much, but when I do, it's usually I try for there to be a reason. Who hurt you? Was it this one?
You say, is it this one?
Yeah.
Goliath.
He kind of points over his finger. Like, no, you're not talking in the city about the job you did for me.
I mean, I don't know. Did I? That's-
You've only done one job. You've only done one job for me. So it had to be
Talking to
you.
anybody
Are you
about it.
talking?
remember. Also, Drew.
Where's the other one? The Kater, you call it.
Kater?
Where's Kater?
He's here.
Where?
Oh, he's just outside
Kater?
still, right?
You-
Kater?
Will you come in?
Kater will walk up.
You talking, Birdman?
He can't really talk.
Talking Birdman? Says in Brock's voice.
Like he can repeat things that he's heard before, but can't just say whatever he wants.
Did somebody get back at you because of who we dealt with? Or something else?
A follower of Talos? Says in Elenius' voice.
I don't know who he followed, but he hurt. He hurt me a lot. You're not talking. He points at all of them.
I don't even know what you're talking about. It was definitely not me.
I mean, just for my sake, quick recap: we followed the dude to the bar. We beat him up, took his
beat him
armor.
up.
What did we do with him?
We
Brought
put him
back
in the
here.
cart we borrowed. After
Brought him
stripping
to
him of armor and weapon, we brought him to Brock, and then brought him into a back room and tied him up. And then we left.
This room?
You guys went to a tower,
this
and I went to go deliver the cart.
I don't think we talked to anybody, did we?
Not
No,
that I remember.
you did not like go tell people that.
I don't think I bragged to anybody or anything like that. I don't think we said anything to anyone. I mean, people might have seen us dealing with it, but we didn't tell anybody. What did the person who came after you look like?
I'm assuming you cast that on him.
Yeah.
when you touch him in the castle spell, you say, "Hey, what are you?" And then he's like, he like reluctantly like nods at you. So last night as I was cleaning up, it was about closing time. This man with he had an eye patch came in, and I told him we were closed, or we were closing, and I could oh wow, I could serve him a drink, and then he'd have to leave because we're closing up, and he didn't seem very interested in the drink. He was interested in well, what happened to his the guy, the guy you brought back to me.
The follower of Talos.
I don't know who he's. That wasn't his name, but
Was he one-eyed too?
Yep. He also had an
Okay.
eye patch.
It's like a coincidence.
And so he wanted to know what I had done with the guy. He called him Win. He wanted to know what I had done with Win. I didn't know what he was talking about, but he made me realize what he was talking about. And he well, and he motions for you to follow him. As he like, and he and y'all can see the whole map, but he goes into back to the bar area, and the Goliath is with him, and he still looks like he's ready to like pummel somebody into the ground right now, but he's just standing there like, okay. But he points over to that spot over there. He says, I had one patron left, a gnome who was well, I mean, he was drunk, but I mean, he was there, and this fella with the eye patch, well, there's not a gnome there anymore. He made an example out of him, and then, well, yeah, he hurt me a lot, which it's been
With
a
fire?
while. Yes. It's been a while since I've been hurt a lot, and that hurt. And he told me I had until moonrise today to produce the people who carried this out, because he knew that I hadn't done it, because I'm just I assume that he just thought it was because I'm a barkeep that I wouldn't have done this. He wanted to know who had captured his man, and so he said I had until moonrise tonight to produce the captors of this guy, Win as he called him.
But if
So
you don't
you've
ask-
produced us now.
well,
I have.
sounds like we have some time.
Or what?
Or, well, he just points at the black spot.
Where is Win now?
He looks over at the glass, and the glass is like, he kind of pulls his head back, and Brock says, "We might as well tell him where you put him." And the glass is like, I took him to an alleyway over in one of the neighborhoods. I have it somewhere. One of the neighborhoods. And I left him there. Like you said. I mean, I put him under some refuse, and I mean, they shouldn't have found him. I mean, it's not the first time I've done this, Brock. I know. Just want to know how so soon.
Ew, is it dead?
Who? The guy?
When?
Yeah.
Okay. And the gnome died too.
He did. Which then the King City, some authority guys came by because there was a report of a fire and explosion, and they found the body, and I had to, make up a story about. I mean, they're gnomes; they blow themselves up all the time, so I had to tell them that he was doing some experiments with the alcohol. I don't know if they bought it. I really don't care, but anyway,
Well, smart.
I'd like this to go away.
It may be important at this point for us to gain some clarity on why you needed this person in the first place.
He was an asshole.
He just points at Stavin.
He was he needed him dealt with. He was an
An
abusive
asshole.
patron. We all stall it.
Came in and made a mess and didn't pay for his things, and I let him get away with it the first time because sometimes we have a bad night, but so I took care of it.
So will this other fellow be coming here for us, or how is that going to work?
He didn't really say, but
Like moonrise tonight.
I would suppose he'd be back.
Linnaeus, the eye thing, is that like a weird part of the self harm that Talos?
A missing eye?
Yeah. Is that a common, like, take your eye out to sacrifice it to your god or something? Odd to me that two guys would both be missing an eye. Like,
it is odd, but I
Oh,
think
the woman that they were with, she had an eye patch on too.
maybe they actually have eyes and they just cover one up. Did we ever peek?
I don't think so.
Let's take a look.
Yeah. He was clearly the figure. I mean, he hurt. She just stood there and watched. But She also had a eye patch. They were dressed well. She had like one of those staffs, and she had a black cloak on with these. Actually, they both had like these gold and silver teardrops on their cloaks. I mean, they weren't like they weren't actually like gold and silver teardrops like on the cloak. It was like part of the cloak. And yeah, he was his cloak was more crimson, but it had the same teardrops all over it. But yes, they both wore eye patches.
Can I make a religion check?
Yeah.
It helped, but
Actually, I didn't even give you advantage on it.
Good.
All right.
I can't help. I can't assist.
Oh no. Yeah, no.
I don't know this stuff.
Nope.
Well, it's,
I don't either.
yeah, you do. Yeah, it was a fairly simple roll. Yeah, I mean that is a. It's not necessarily like a symbol of Talos, but it is a.
Common devotion.
Yeah, it's a common thing among their followers, because Talos, as you would know, is like often depicted as missing an eye and having an eye patch.
Mm.
So a lot of his followers will wear them.
Wear them, but not necessarily be missing that eye.
Correct.
Makes them easy to spot. Throw off their depth perception too.
They won't leave
Active
that eye
shooters.
patch on in a fight. I can guarantee you that.
They leave the armor that discards their skin on. So we put it above them. What's Linnaeus? You said that Talos is behind the lightning bolts, the storm.
I mean, Talos' symbol is the lightning bolts.
Maybe we can get some information from these two.
Perhaps.
Figure out what's going on with that storm and like there's a storm coming in tonight here.
I think that there is.
So they like that.
So you'll be back here tonight at moonrise,
Mm-hmm.
so we can get this whole thing straightened out.
Kater will put a hand on Brock's shoulder and say, "Oh, don't you worry, Shunny. I'll clean this one up. You just run along now." Little old lady's voice.
I don't think he means to be rude with the tone, but that's just works with what he's got.
He's going to hurt you. You know that, right?
He gives a cackling laugh.
Okay.
Yeah.
Better you than me.
Are you sure that you want us to come back inside here?
Well, I don't know where else to go. But I don't know if he would know where to go if we weren't here. And I'd rather not come back to find my place burned down.
Okay, well, just keep in mind that any damages that are incurred are not our fault.
Please sign here.
We could try and keep it outside. This map looks like we can go a ways into the street.
All right. Well, I'm gonna prepare, I suppose.
You might want to stay closed.
Oh yeah, we will.
Yeah,
Do
we
you
want to go see about getting that armor, that
Yeah.
hallowed armor, so they can fight you in it.
You mind if I take a quick look around just to kind of know the place better?
He just nods.
I see there's like a spiral staircase back here. Where does that go?
So that actually leads up to just like a little, essentially apartment over, and you get the impression that's like Brock's private quarters. Like he lives here on, at the tavern.
Okay.
So
Does this place have?
two-story,
Go ahead.
two-story building?
yes, but it's not like the second story encompasses the entire first. It's like a smaller
Okay.
building.
In the back right corner, there's a room space, but it's only one story, or
Yep.
or maybe tall ceilings
One
here
or one and a half.
front.
So does this main area have a ceiling or have like rafters? No reason.
Well, I mean, it would have to have a ceiling of some kind.
Well, yeah, but I didn't know if it had rafters and then thatched roof or whatever, or if it was just like a,
Like solid from where we
Probably a couple of cross beams, right? At
solid,
least.
like our ceilings solid versus
Right.
barn
No,
rafters.
yeah, I think that'd probably be more of like a raftered type building. I don't think it would be like
Cool.
a rafters and cross beams. I don't think it would be like a. I mean,
Perfect.
it's not like the nicest place in the world. I mean, it's nice enough, but it's not.
That's better actually.
Yeah.
Part of why we came here in the first place. Okay. That's all I need to know for the fight.
Have you ever made a trap before? Like
I
something
don't
that
know.
you step
Well-
into and it hurts you?
Well, shit. Let me see what my survival is. Oh, yeah, or maybe.
You're just the most likely to know that.
I am
don't-
the most likely to have made like simple traps. What do you think, Johnny? Life on the street made at least simple traps. Maybe not
I'm
to
sure.
catch animals,
Yeah, probably.
but shrugs.
Maybe you could give us some advantages. You don't necessarily have to come back for the armor. You could stay here, kind of preparing the place.
No, I'm just thinking of Home Alone.
That's what I'm like, let's go Ewok on this shit. I want like a big old tree to like come swinging down. I want a net, just to fall down. Like, yeah, Home Alone, paint buckets, put them in the ball. Like,
Match cars.
yeah, some sort of flammable, something they step into and
I'll heat the
Yeah.
doorknob.
eat this. Yes.
Bucket over the door as you
I
open
want that
it.
branch with the big spike on it from Conan the Barbarian.
So if you want to do that, I'll make the trek back and suit up.
Yeah, Kater will stay and
Alinius,
try to plan
Wondering, you
out
guys
some
want-
traps.
do anything to prepare, or do you want to stay here and help Kater? Or
I'll travel with you so that we don't have anybody that's alone.
I won't trust anybody with an eye patch anymore. Sounds like we made some enemies, but
Yeah, see, that's what happens when you get mixed up in this kind of work. Like, I know we were trying to make some money. I get it. And but see, now we did that thing, and now that guy's boss wants to kill us, and he turned a gnome into ashes, and this isn't good. Like, we shouldn't get mixed up in that kind of stuff. This is what happens.
Yeah, that's life on the streets for you.
Yeah, but we don't have to have life in the streets. We should could not have life in the streets, and then nobody would be trying to kill us.
The path of Talos is one we were on anyway.
I
This may
am not
this may happen without intervention.
I don't want to be on a path of Talos. That seems like a bad path.
Trying to clean it up.
Would that we had a choice.
Yeah, they're probably just a couple of easy marks.
I mean, so far we haven't run into anybody who just turns people into piles of ash with fire. That seems really bad.
Well, he didn't really like turn him to ash. He
Okay.
just
Turn them into nothing with fire. That's even worse.
Keldrin, maybe you should come too. You seem agitated. Maybe a walk will.
Good walk, some fresh air.
Yeah.
Katera, will you be all right here?
Be all right.
I'll stay back with Katera then.
he'll be fine here. Allnex and I'll take care of him.
Is Onyx gonna be here tonight?
Allnex shakes his head, like nods his head.
There's gonna be a fight. Probably.
I mean, does it have to be?
Katera grins and looks excited.
Always use an extra
Monk.
an extra
Or at least tavern
look
brawl.
around pair of fists.
All right. So you are gonna trek back across the city to
Across the city. Yep.
back to Westgate.
Yep. See if we can find one of those scooters you just hop on and hop on someone's wagon that's going the right way.
Borrow a wagon. Something.
Yeah.
That's
We
need
the
horses.
first time.
Catch a rickshaw. Should be fine.
yeah, we head over.
Okay. So you go back to Westgate. Yeah, because I mean, after all this, it probably is about noon by the time you get back over there. And so yeah, you come in and you say, yes, you're here for the armor.
Yeah.
All right. So here's the thing. And like they kind of, pulls the armor up and like points to all the pieces that like you want removed. These are not just welded on. These are, in some ways, they're magically attached. It's going to cost considerably more than just a simple removal, because we have to remove each individual one. Whoever created this put a lot of time and effort into creating this. This is I don't know why anyone would ever want to wear this. Besides, it does seem to protect well on the outside, but it seems quite torturous on the inside. But I mean, each their own, of course. But it will require a substantial amount of we're gonna have to take each one of these off. And as I said, they are magically attached, so it will definitely increase the normal cost. I don't know that Well, yes, I don't know if we're going to be just simply a normal cost for this. So we're going to look more at a normal cost is well, we would probably charge.
They just said they got magic armor. That's a super good trade.
That is true. Okay, that's true. Because y'all, you had said you wanted to trade this in like just for a suit of plate,
Yeah.
right? Oh, okay.
+1 barbed armor. Yeah.
Oh, then +1 barbed armor. Yeah, that's a good
Barbed are
point.
just
So
on
yeah,
the wrong side.
I guess they would tell you like, so yes, if you would want to trade this in, then, but we pride ourselves here on fairness, and I do not know that it would necessarily be a fair trade for you to give us this, even if it is seems almost a cursed suit of armor, uh, for what it is you desire.
But clearly suffused with a great deal of magic, which you don't come across something suffused with this much magic every day. So,
This is true.
Does it
but I'm
have?
sure we can come to some kind of deal.
Well, I suppose we can work something out if all you desire is to give this to us in exchange for a suit of plate.
A few items, perhaps a suit of plate is a good start. Yes.
This is why you bring the bard to the negotiations.
Well, are there other things you're interested in? Because this was not expressed. In fact, your companions didn't express interest in anything else when they arrived, when they came earlier this morning.
Oh, I'm sure they were in a rush. We have a lot of things to do today, so. But now that we have a moment, I'm sure there are a few other things that would be useful to have.
And what is such as?
Right, Stavin? What else did we?
Tom will be like, oh, I don't know. I mean, these are pretty cool. I don't know. Something like.
They don't necessarily have like a lot of things sitting out.
All right.
Yeah, it's not like a shop where you walk in and pick things up. It's
Yeah, that's true. I
Yeah.
guess. Yeah, work orders.
Ask for some things.
I don't know.
I mean, gold is a thing.
Didn't you want to get like a helmet for Elenius?
I don't know if he actually.
Maybe like with a spike on it on the top. Next Dark Mantle's going to get it up the rear.
I don't know that he wants
Dark mantle repelling helmet, please.
to wear a helmet with a spike coming out the top. But yeah, I don't know.
Do you
Pretty
need
excited.
any other weapons or anything like that?
I like my sword. The sword's pretty nice.
It is a nice sword. What about like? No, what would the other two want?
I didn't get their wish list. I mean, how magic is this armor? Like,
It's very magic. Piece with its own little magical spike.
is it just magic in bad ways, or is it magic in good ways too?
It's magic. All magic.
Do we know how magic it is?
It's very magical. And so it must be worth a lot.
I mean, I just think some gold would be helpful, honestly. We can get more gold. We can pay our bills. And
So there are some other things we need that aren't the kinds of things that you would necessarily supply here. So perhaps we could come to some kind of arrangement where, we give you this highly magically infused armor, and in exchange we get the plate armor that you had talked about, and perhaps a little bit of coin or some other kind of currency, so that we can go get the other things that we need.
What else would you need besides at the Hammer and Anvil Castor?
Oh, well, we need other,
Some
scrolls and
Cell
things like
pods.
things like that.
yeah, stuff from that Zelfod shop.
Yes, Zelfod's is
Oh,
another place that we are going later. Zelfod. What is a Zelfod?
It looked really good.
Yes, Zelfod's. We have
Hmm.
business at Zelfod's.
well, I mean, I'd imagine that the owner, whose name is not Zelfa, I would imagine that getting there. Theron, I'd imagine that Theron may find this armor more interesting than really we would, because we would just want to remove this these spikes, and then he would have a more useful suit of armor.
Is this Theron somebody who would also have the other kind of just regular old armor that we're looking for?
No.
So I think it would be good for us to get the regular armor.
Unless we could get enough gold from Zelfod's to make the purchase.
Well, we generally don't deal with gold going back your way. It's not a general practice of the Hammer and Anvil Coster. However, we'd be happy to fashion you a suit of plate mail armor. It would look very nice, and it will have the Hammer and Anvil Coster seal of approval, so it will be. It will never let you down in your whatever it is you do.
Right, and when would that be ready?
Oh well, it does take some time, of course. I mean, we don't just we usually receive the orders, and then we have to process them, and then our forgers are, of course, very busy, so they have to. I will certainly rush this order to the front, since you are paying so handsomely. But we don't just create plate. It's not like it just appears out of thin air.
Right. Well, perhaps then we will take this over to Zelfod's and see what they think, and then we'll return shortly.
All right. Well, then I wish you the best.
Well, thank you, and thank you for the information, and I'm certain we'll be back to patronize your wonderful establishment for too long.
Excellent. You have a nice day.
Thank you. You as well. You wanna get the
Carrying it can. Yeah.
All right, so what is Zelfod's?
Yeah, look, just when we come right around the corner here,
Okay.
you look up, and as previously described, a giant arch holding a building up.
What is this place?
Pretty neat.
I guess we can see if this Theron can do something with this.
Yeah. So you go to Zelfod's Magical Emporium.
So
Yeah. So you go through the archway, and I mean nothing happens, but you enter, and it's a shop, obviously, and as you walk in, it kind of has that like, uh, you feel like this has a little different vibe to it, feel like there could be some incense burning somewhere and some kind of that sort of feel to it. You come in and there's not like just magic items everywhere. There's just like there's like a shelf and there's one or two different type of things and there's like a little rack. But for the most part, it's sort of bare. There is there's an elf in here who's you can tell he's quite old. And he comes over. Y'all walk in and he sees you and he's welcome to Zelfod's Magical Emporium.
greetings.
You
Yes,
you
I'm-
are a visitor.
Yes, we are. I'm Caldron. This is my associate, David. And we were just around the corner. We came across this very interesting suit of armor, and we've since discovered that, well, it seems to be suffused with a great deal of magic. And we were told that perhaps your shop here would be a better place to bring this item. And find out if there's some way we could either have it altered so that Stavid here could wear it, or make some kind of deal for perhaps something else you might have that would suit him well.
Oh. Well, sure. Let me take a look at it. I mean, suits of armor are not that difficult to come across, but let's see what you mean here by unusual. I mean, it looks like a good suit of plate armor. Color scheme is not necessarily one of my favorites, but each to their own, as they say. What is so unusual about it?
Well, if you look on the inside, I think you'll see.
See, oh yes. Well, I'm not one to wear suits of plate myself. I'm assuming these barbs are not usually part of wearing plate armor.
No, it's supposed to be comfortable. Well, not that comfortable, but more comfortable.
Yes, they like reach in and like, yes, that does not seem comfortable at all. And it is magic, you say?
Well, we were informed that each one of those has been magically fused to this piece of armor somehow.
Like murmurs something. His eyes glowing for a second. He's looking at it. Oh yes. There is some magic here. I would not say it is. Doesn't seem to be overwhelming. I think it's more of a. Seems to be more of a type of a forge, or it's been kind of forged into it. I don't think it necessarily has a. I don't think it's all that powerful in the sense of it will say deflect every blow that comes at you and of that sort. I think it's more of these barbs seem to inhibit you in some way to allow you to do something better. So you have to give a little bit to receive, well, a little more. The I would guess that the barbs themselves each radiate magic, but I would assume that they're all connected to some central piece that, if you take one out, the whole thing kind of goes away. I mean, I don't know about, well, I suppose I could remove the magic that's on it. I don't know if I could significantly remove the barbs themselves. I think you would need like someone at the hammer and anvil to remove the barbs themselves. But I could certainly, well, I believe I should be able to dispel the magic that's on there.
Well, but maybe that wouldn't be such a bad thing if it took a little bit, but gave you more in return.
I mean, does it have trade value? Is there another magical plate of with different properties that might be of a similar value?
Well, I mean, we could certainly, well, we could certainly imbue what you have if you brought us things and turn it into magic plate. I would have to study this a little more to figure out its exact worth, because things like this, that takes away, but it gives. So some people consider those type of things to be cursed, and then cursed items tend to maybe not cost as much, but at the same time, it is a magic item. You don't run across these every day. Where did you come across this, as a matter of fact?
We dealt with a man who was needed to be dealt with.
Yeah.
And
Low life, terrible person, criminal, all sorts of bad things.
Who was wearing this?
yes, he was.
Oh.
And he carried this sword as well.
So you robbed him.
Yes. Well, it was payment for dealing with him. Yes. So he owed somebody, and then they allowed us to keep that as payment.
I see. In the city.
Yes.
Yes. So I'm not sure that I can help you. If you forgive me for saying so, I run an honest business.
I told them we shouldn't get mixed up in that sort of thing. That's not the kind of thing we normally do.
Helping people out?
Well, not that kind of helping. See,
Well, helping people out is honorable, of course, but there are means to go about it, and I'm not sure that vigilante work is. I mean, unless you tell me that you were hired by an authoritative figure in the city.
Bar owner.
I'm not sure that's what. See, that's what I was saying. That kind of pursuit,
But
doing things for, yes, it's basically paid vigilantism. I didn't think was a good idea.
I think
I
dealing with the problem. The city wasn't. What's wrong with? Whatever.
Right. See, we're from very far away, and we're just trying to make our way here. And I think some of us may have been feeling a little more desperate about that than others. and turn to some things that we wouldn't normally do.
We were out of money, so we did vigilante work. What's the big deal?
Yeah, I tried to tell them that wasn't the right approach and that we could find other ways to do it. Nobody wanted to listen to me. But anyway, we're done with that. We've put that behind us. We're not going to do that anymore.
Good and bad figured out. I think they might be confused with all their laws and rules and regulations. They might have missed good and bad at some point.
Well, regardless, I hope that you are successful in your vigilantism. But yes, in the meantime, I cannot accept this without. I mean, if it shows up here and then it's found out that I've worked with it, and then they're tracing this individual who you dealt with, well, Zelfod's Magical Emporium has been here for a long time. And you'll forgive me, I do not wish to throw it away upon some outsiders with armor they found for work.
Understandable.
No offense.
Well, then thank you for the information. The wonderful that you have here. And we'll bid you good day.
It's hard to sell your bounty in this town. Sooth, you're muted at the moment.
Yeah, you might just need to trade it in for that downgraded plate and move
Straight
on.
up plate, yeah, that's right. That's
It's like it's better than what you're wearing. It's gonna be hard to hawk this thing.
I'm suddenly super curious about what happens if you just wear it, though.
No. I don't want to wear this.
I don't want to wear it either, but I am curious what happens if you wear it.
That guy looked awful.
But maybe, I mean, that wasn't necessarily because of the armor.
I think it was. There were scars all over his body.
I mean, maybe those are from the armor. Maybe he had them before he wore the armor. We don't really know.
Scars on his body pretty much exactly matched the spacing of the barbs on the armor.
Okay, well,
I don't want that. No matter what it gets me.
You don't want the scars. I understand. Although, who knows? But
Right.
anyway, if you don't want to wear it, then we should
Just
get rid of
regular
it where we can.
hard metal is really good.
Yep, and stop putting around ill-gotten gains.
Yeah. I don't. The whole it. We were doing a good thing. I guess.
Not sure that that's entirely true. I mean, in
Really?
the eyes of a lot of people, I imagine that what we did would not be considered good or entirely lawful.
Seems kind of neutral to me.
Yeah. Well. I don't know. We'll figure it out.
I understand where he's coming from. These kinds of goods.
Well, he doesn't want
reputation.
guys that want to meet him at a bar at moonrise. I get it. That makes sense. We're the ones with that problem, not him.
Right. And he doesn't want any of that. And
That's fine. That's
I
fine.
understand.
Sometimes being good is harder than just not giving a shit.
So back over to that other place then.
Yeah. Let's just close the deal. No more haggling necessary.
I mean, I'm gonna try to get a little something extra.
I mean,
Like, it is still magical.
like a +1 dagger. If we can get a plus a half dagger. That's fine.
Going back to the hammer and anvil.
Yeah.
Okay. Then same person is there and sees you approaching, and
Greetings. Good to see
Not-
you again.
not successful at Zelfod's, I see.
Well, we chatted a little bit. It would take a lot of time for them to figure out exactly what was going on here. They could tell clearly that it provides some kind of benefit, but to do the magical research and also for what they had available, I think we're better off with just, some of your finest plate armor for David here. And maybe, you said you don't usually do gold coming our way, but perhaps you have a couple very fine, maybe a pair of daggers or something along those lines that could be part of our arrangement.
Well, I cannot authorize that. I can certainly authorize the trade for the suit of armor.
Okay, but remember, we are giving up a valuable, rare magical item.
Kelvin, I think just the haste would be all we'd ask for. Just the utmost haste would be helpful.
So, getting us to the front of your queue of orders, and perhaps you could see fit to throw in maybe one very fine.
Did you
No,
cast?
that's the wrong thing. That's the wrong thing.
Oh,
Sorry, I clicked
I
the
was
wrong
like-
thing. No, I'm not-
It got very silent all of a sudden.
this one.
Oh, suggestion.
Yeah, that one.
Oh, good.
So perhaps moving us to the front of the line, producing this plate armor for Stavid here, we'll give you this, and perhaps you have like I said, perhaps a very finely crafted dagger that we would also put to good use that you could throw into the deal, just to help even out the fact that this is magical.
I'm gonna just give him a straight D20. I rolled a 6.
Love it. That will not do it. Unless he's got a +10. Yeah.
I suppose I could see what the dagger is. I suppose I could definitely. He looks around. I could probably throw in the dagger. But the armor, yes. It would certainly be moved to the front of the queue based on what you are trading. It still will take a little bit of time. I can't have it for you immediately.
Of course. But I knew we would come to some kind of arrangement that we would both be very happy with. So it's been wonderful doing business with you. We look very much forward to picking up the finished suit of armor.
Yes. I will see. Can you return in the morning? I will see where we are in the process, and I will move some things around.
Morning would be perfect. We'll go
But
over right after breakfast.
and he's looking at Stavid like, and he's like, yes, you're. I think we'll have something that can suit your build. Yes, if you will return in the morning, we should have things prepared.
David's pretty average. 5'10", 190. pretty much just
Yeah.
a dude.
He was like, yeah, I think we'll have something that can fit you. In exchange for your this thing,
Yes,
this
we will.
this suit of armor that's very unusual.
Yes, we will leave this here with you,
Excellent.
and if the dagger is ready, we can just take that now. Come back for the armor in the morning.
I will need to procure the dagger. And again, that will require me to sign some papers and move some things around.
Understand?
The paperwork must be in order.
Of course.
But I will have it ready for you in the morning.
Wonderful. We will see you tomorrow.
We brought the bard along.
He likes to go shopping. He doesn't like to get in a fight, but he loves to go shopping.
Loves a good haggle. That's his kind of fight.
Like that's that conflict. Nobody got hurt. Yeah,
That's right.
Everybody won.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Completely the same as the next conflict we get in.
Yeah.
So, what is Kater doing?
Yeah, I think Kater was so. I think Kater, what he was doing was trying to set up some, basically go around and get out some like rusty nails out of this place, make some caltrop traps, like in the entryway there, and then he was going to take some splints of wood, kind of sharpen them, and then like from the rafters, he wanted to essentially create Ewok style spears that would come swinging down. So like tie it up into the rafters, and then like at a pull of a string, it would swing down into that same caltrop area.
Okay.
So just a couple of
all in
basic
the
caltrops to stop them, and a couple of spears to swing down at that point.
the entrance area.
Yeah. The entrance between the back room and the front room.
Okay. So you're busy with that. Okay. What is Elenius doing? Was he with Kater still?
He is with Katera still.
Okay.
He doesn't have a lot to do. He will assist Katera.
I see y'all are busy booby trapping the place.
Yep.
Yep.
How well does Kater booby trap the place?
Okay, let's find out. I guess it depends on if how much assistance I get, if at all. So you roll your survival.
Yeah.
Let's see how much that helps my survival.
Is he rolling?
Maybe. You rolling survival, Mike?
Elenius, roll your survival
aid.
to aid.
Nice.
Pretty good. All right.
All right.
And yours.
Yep. But his is untrained,
That's
I
that.
believe.
Yeah.
That's
That
just
man is
natural.
Not a trapper, but well, maybe a
Yeah.
more natural trapper, not a human trapper.
Right.
So we're setting traps,
And drinking.
and drinking. Are we doing anything else before moonrise as a group?
We'll head back down and get Keldrin a drink and try and calm him down a little bit.
Tara will find a nice hiding spot in the rafters.
That's gonna be my recommendation. Is that we don't all need to be like right up front.
So, and Brock's like, so we're bringing him in the back door. He asks
He looks at
before
the
you
front
go
door.
into,
That's
before he goes to the Raptors.
he looks at the front door, which is blocked, and then cocks an eyebrow.
Oh, we can move the table.
Points towards the back and nods.
Okay. Okay. Then we're gonna go to the other side of the bar and let you guys handle this.
Yeah. Are we gonna start by saying anything, or are we just gonna start with the trap?
Start with a trap, he says in your voice.
This could go poorly.
What do you mean? We built a great trap.
Yeah, but
You built a great trap.
I mean, 19, I feel like that's pretty good.
I think you did. Yeah. So as evening approaches, you hear the rumble of thunder, and shortly thereafter, you hear the rain start to come down outside. And then you hear footsteps sloshing in from the outer area. And as they do, you see a figure that will figure that out next time.
Yep. All right. So it's pouring rain. The bad guys are approaching. All just waiting.
What could go wrong?
Great.
They're going to
Looks
be in
like
a world of hurt.
Nothing bad ever happens in that scenario.
which eye do they keep their patch on usually? Is it one side usually?
Yes, Brock.
I'll even
See
give
which
you.
side to be on.
I'll even give you a sneak peek what he looks like.
It's Dorsane.
Oh, that's fine. We've beaten that guy before.
There you go.
That's
It's up a little
that was
bit.
different.
Only slightly.
Oh. He is wearing
Oh,
pajamas.
oh. Oh, this guy's a joke. We got him.
Guy somewhere?
Where is he?
He's going to the next
Oh.
room.
Yeah.
Block
I got it.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
because I got the light up. Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
he's like
Yeah.
24 feet tall, which is a little bit worse, but
That's fine. That just means it's easier to hit him.
Yeah. He's
wearing polka dot
he ducks
pajamas
when he walks in. Yeah.
and
Nice.
like strawberry Converse. We got this guy. He's a total geek.
So if the right eye is patched, I'm going to be standing on this side.
Yep, blindside him.
Love it. There he is.
all right. Well,
Cool.
that's it for this week's Oblivion. We will be back next Thursday with some Scion. So, thanks everybody for hanging out, and we will see you next week. Good night, everybody.
And everyone.